And we have September 22nd, 2018. It's a beautiful day out today. Temperature is about 61 degrees. And we are flying by the new Fleet Farm. It's been open for about 2 weeks now. I thought it might be nice to come out and take a look at it. So we'll be flying at about 250 feet here. And that is actually Highway 93 going up above there on the overpass, and Interstate 94 down below. If we look at the top center there, we see they also have a garage and they have a gas station. And their gas is very competitively priced. They were about 6 cents lower than most of the gas stations around Eau Claire. We can see there's quite a few people in the parking lot. Of course, it's a Saturday, people are out. The weather's nice. We've had a lot of rain lately. I think the rain was probably kind of blown up here from the hurricane that was out east. But that was kind of nice because we were getting a little dry, so it was nice to get the rain. And the store just looks beautiful there. They have just about everything I would ever want. They really moved a lot of dirt. There used to be a hill right where this store is located, and they moved a huge amount of dirt. And we can still see the piles behind it. And one of the nice things is they have a lot of stuff that you can't find anywhere else. And we can see by the flag blowing there, we have a little bit of wind today. But it feels really good. The sun is nice and warm, and then with that wind blowing there, to me it's perfect. And over on the right hand side you really can't see it, but there's a big antenna over there, so I'm going to kind of limit the distance I go over. Not that the antenna is sticking way up in the air, but I don't know what they're broadcasting, so I don't know if if it would cause any interference. I believe last time I was here, I don't think it did, but and they'll be open for Christmas, so that's a busy season. So that was kind of a smart move on their part. And there you can kind of see the antenna in the upper right hand corner. Now kind of heading towards the center. No problems though. Didn't have any interference issues. And now we'll check out and see what's happening in the backside here. And looks like they got some storage back there, storing some stuff. I can see a few trees down below me there. And we're just starting to see the trees, the leaves are starting to turn. And we're starting to see the temperatures at night drop. Which can only mean one thing, and that is fall's on its way. Which happens to be my favorite time of year. If you have a day off and you can get out and drive around once the leaves start changing, there's some pretty beautiful sights around. And right across the highway, right across Highway 93, we've got a couple car dealerships over there. The overpass we see there is Highway 93, and then going underneath is Interstate 94. So if you're looking to get here, it's easy to get to. You just take Interstate 94 and get off at the Highway 93 exit in Eau Claire. Or you can come in on Highway 93 if you're in the city already. Now this is kind of an interesting area here. When I was growing up, this was all cornfields. And when we get to the hillier area there, I used to have a dirt bike. And I used to go underneath the interstate through kind of a culvert and get to the other side because I wasn't old enough to ride my bike on the road. And I used to take my motorcycle, my dirt bike, and do a little hill climbing back there. And now we're kind of looking at the dirt pile from the stuff that was dug out. They were originally going to put the dirt in one of the parks, one of the local parks, to fill in a low spot. But all of a sudden they stopped doing that, and I see they're still hauling it out. So they must be putting it somewhere. But that's got to be a huge job. And I don't know how much they're going to take out or where they're putting it, but somebody's got a plan somewhere. But if we look, we can see that in an earlier video, we could see some really white dirt. And you can see that in certain areas of this hill here, where the dirt is really white. Almost looks like cement white, but I'm sure it isn't cement. And they had this road that I'm on right now, that I'm parked on. They had that closed off for quite a bit during the construction, for quite a while. Well, once we got a little snow, that would be pretty fun if you had a sled or something like that. But you can see some of the equipment there that they're using to move the dirt with and haul it. That's a pretty good sized pile. And it looks like they got two of them parked there, so you can't drive up the hill. I'm sure with all the four-wheel drives around, that would be a challenge for somebody. And now we'll start heading back. And this area out here has changed quite a bit too. I think when I moved here, it was 1970. And if I would compare the Highway 93, and what's built up alongside of it, you probably wouldn't recognize it. There's a lot of stuff that is built out here now. And it continues to grow. There's some fields out there that I used to snowmobile in when I was young, and boy, there's trees. We'd run the trees over, and if you'd try to run them over now, you'd be taking your sled in for repair. And now we'll get this thing landed on the ground, and I am glad to see Fleet Farm move in and just give you a big welcome to Eau Claire.